Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Creator's Lamp. I do want to say and start off by saying that I have been a top streamer on a platform called Meet Me or Scout since 2023. So, as much as I am experienced in streaming, recording videos on YouTube's a little bit different. So, y'all bear with me as we're going to try this out for y'all. Today, I want to cover a topic, and we're going to go through a bunch of different topics as I continue to release new videos. But this one that we're covering is 5 mistakes every live streamer makes and how to avoid them. So we're just going to go through the list, and anytime y'all have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will be happy to answer them as we go throughout the years. We're manifesting years on here, y'all. Okay. Number 1 is over-investing in gear. As you can see behind me, I have some crazy equipment, lights that go to music, standing lights, word lights. I don't know what you want to say. I got a lot of lights, right? I got lights in front of me that's keeping my face lit up. I got monitors. Okay, lighting. I got a microphone right here that I'm using. Now, do you need all this fancy stuff starting out? Do you need to invest and all of these things? I would say no. All you really need is, I would recommend a tripod, perhaps a ring light. Later down the road, you can buy like a cloth fabric tapestry, perhaps, just to add a little bit of accent to your stream. When I first started streaming, I had a laser projector that would also move to music. Something minimal. You could probably spend less than $50 to have a setup, but you don't need $200 worth of lights just for the curtain lights. That one was a gift. Those up top are also $100. You don't need all that, y'all. Start it simple, be yourself and go from there. So that was over investing in gear, right? The next one that we need to focus on is ignoring those new comments that are coming up in your stream. Whether they're joining for the first time or they're a repeat viewer, go ahead and greet them. Ask them how their day was. Don't just let them be stale. Even if they don't respond to you, you did the effort in communicating with them. Because, maybe a 10% chance maybe they'll respond and you can develop a streamer-viewer bond. You never know. But if you just ignore them just because they're a new account or they don't have a gifter level, it's not a good route to take. When I first started streaming, before I even first started streaming, when I was just a viewer for a year and a half. I was too shy to join boxes. I didn't have the communication skills. I still don't think I do. But I will say that streaming every day consistently has definitely helped me with my communication skills. But let me not go sidetracked. When new people come to your stream, greet them, ask them what's up, and go from there. This is another big one. Number 3, which is giving up too soon or expecting instant growth. Listen, y'all, when you click that go live button, don't expect to go all crazy. 100, 200 views, getting a cash out on your first stream. It's not like that. I will say it took me months to hit my first 100K on the app. All right, but consistency is what's important. We'll touch on that later. But don't give up. Go on with the purpose. Just go live. That's all you gotta do is click that go live button. Greet your people. You're not spending too much on your setup. All right? But don't give up on it. Push yourself. The 4th thing I want to touch on today is going to be your audio, right? Your mic. Whether you decide to use a microphone like what I'm using now, which isn't ideal if you're streaming off of your phone because you got to have an adapter to not only plug in your microphone, but also charge your phone so the microphone doesn't kill your battery. But if you're streaming on an Android or something and your phone doesn't have good pickup, then you might want to consider grabbing a mic. I know that's investing a little bit in your stream, but I promise you that if you come and go live and someone joins your stream and your audio quality isn't the greatest, no matter how good your content might be, they're probably going to leave. So audio is very important. How does it sound? Me personally, when I go live, I like to have music in the background. But there's times where I do random battles and people have music playing and it sounds so rattly. So ensure that if you are going to play music, make sure people can still hear your voice, because you're the main content. That's just background. My background is not my main content. That's just my background, just to keep viewers engaged. So that's something else that you got to keep in mind. When I'm going live, how are people hearing me? The best way to test this is if you have another device, join your stream and screen record maybe 5 minutes just to hear how you sound to other people when they join your stream. And number 5 is consistency. And I know I touched on this earlier, but I just want to reiterate how important it is to be consistent. Because you can stream every single day and people know, all right, Aladdin's going to be live at this time. Boom. You have your consistency. But if you're sporadic with it, just going live whenever, I'm sure that's fine to some, but to others, we're creatures of habit. So sit down with yourself and be like, all right, how long do I want to stream for? Do I want to do once a week, twice a week, every day of the week, just the weekdays? Whatever you decide to do, stick to it. Be consistent with it. That way your viewers will know, all right, it is Wednesday, it's 4 p.m., Aladdin's going live. That's not my schedule, by the way, just an example. But build that consistency. Consistency is key. If you come to my streams, you'll hear me preach about it all the time. When I first started streaming on the app, I wanted to stream every single day for a year when I actually took it serious. Because before then, I was just hopping on, joining people's boxes. I just play Fortnite. That was what I used the app for. I never thought I'd actually stream. All right. But then I told myself, all right, I want to stream every single day for a year. I'm not going to miss a day. And sure enough, I didn't miss a day for a year and 2 months. I stopped streaming consistently February of 2024. But every single day from January 1st of 2023 until then, I didn't miss a day. And I was consistent with it. And my streams were crazy. And then for another example, I did take a badge hold. I took my top badge, put it on hold for 5 months. December of 2025 till maybe 2 months ago, because I had some life stuff I had to focus on. I just bought a house. I got promoted at work. So definitely had to set my priorities straight before I was ready to stream again. So right now I'm actually working and being more consistent as a streamer, trying to stream every day because I know that works. So I highly recommend whatever you decide to do, stick to it, be consistent. And a little bonus that I want to throw out there is if you don't have a streaming social media, whether it's Instagram or Snap or something, make one. I highly recommend Instagram. It's a great way to connect with the community outside of just the apps that you're using, whichever one you're using. The importance in that is, say you have an event coming up, whether it's an auction, battle royale, you're going to be on a featured show. This is a way that you can connect with your followers or your friends and be like, hey, I have this at this time. Pull through. Come check me out. That way they can reference it. Oh, I think Aladdin has an event coming up tomorrow at 2. Let me double check. Boom, you have it right there. Access. If you're hitting certain milestones, you can document it. For me personally, every time someone takes a point leading up to my milli, their name gets on a flyer and I create a really cool background, whatnot, and post it as an Instagram post. Something to show recognition. Because the app only shows who takes the milli. We don't see the progress it takes to go up there, to hit that milli. So there are different things that you can use, different elements, but those are the main things I wanted to discuss with you on my first video ever. Any questions, pop them in the comments below. And I'm going to try to be consistent with these videos too. And if the quality right now looks sus, I do apologize. I will do better. This is a learning thing for all of us, but welcome to the platform that we have here on YouTube now. Welcome to Creators Lamp. I hope that my advice will be a guiding light throughout your streaming career. I will see y'all in the next video. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Good vibes as always, and peace.